Hey there, welcome to the third episode of the 3ds Max Club series. In this video we will discuss the important topic of splines, and you will learn the essentials about them. And after that, in the continuation of the modeling process of this villa, we will model the floor and ceiling with the help of the splines. So let's get started. As you can see, the modeling process has come so far, and in this episode, before we continue, I want to work on splines for a few minutes because splines are often used for modeling. So let's go to the top view and start drawing a line. By activating the line command, we can easily draw a line whether it is closed or open. The first point in drawing a line is that if you mistakenly create a vertex in the process of drawing, you can go back one step using the backspace button. Well, as you can see, the spline modify panel is similar to a detailable poly and consists of vertex, segment, and spline subsets. By activating the vertex subcategory, we can click on any of the vertices and see its number in this section. And this is applicable to the segments as well. If we right-click on one of the vertices, in this section 4 different modes are defined for the vertices, which are corner, bezier, and smooth. Let me check each of these states on a rectangle. First of all, I select the vertices and set them to corner mode. Okay, now let's choose one of the vertex and set it to smooth mode. Well, in smooth mode, as you can see, the lines connecting to the desired point are connected in the form of an arc. When I put the vertex in bezier mode, two green handles appear that are attached to each other, and with the help of these two handles, we can control the desired arc. In the corner bezier mode, two handles also appear, but the difference is that these two handles are not attached to each other, and each of them can affect the arc separately. And finally, the corner mode, which you must be familiar with it and know its function well. Now that we have checked the different modes of the vertices, let's take a look at the modify panel. As you can see, the activation of each category gives us different options. Using the attach option, we can integrate two separate splines. It is enough to activate the attach option, and by keeping the mouse cursor on the desired spline, a plus sign will appear, then just click once. After that, disable the attach option and convert the desired line to an editable spline. The next important operator in the category of vertices is break. If you want to convert the desired vertex into two separate vertices, click on the break option and then click on the desired vertex. Well, as you can see, we have two separate vertices instead of one. Now, if we want to connect two separate vertices with a line, we must use the connect option. To do this, it is enough to activate the connect option and click and drag from one vertex to another one. The next option I want to show you is welding, and this option works exactly the opposite of break. That is, it welds two separate vertices together and turns them into one. The point that you should pay attention to is that the distance between the two vertices that are supposed to be welded together is included in the welding length parameter. For example, here as you can see, the distance between two vertices is 13 centimeters. So the weld length parameter must be more than 13 cm to weld between these two vertices. If you want to create a vertex on a line segment, you must use the refine option. Just be careful to turn off your snap when using the refine option so that you don't run into any problems. And finally, the next two options that I want to pay attention to are fillet and chamfer. In order to better explain the performance of these two options, I use an auxiliary point. I selected the desired vertex and entered the value of 20 cm and clicked on the fillet option. What happened is that the vertex in question moved 20 cm in line with the two lines that were connected to it, and an arc was made between the two new vertices. Well, now by pressing the Ctrl and Z buttons, I will go back a few steps, and this time I will apply the value of 20 cm on the chamfer option. As you can see, the desired vertex was moved 20 cm around the threshold, and this time instead of an arc, a straight line connected the two new vertices. Okay, now as you can see, we have two splines here. One is closed and the other is open. If we assign an extrude modifier to this spline, what happens is that the closed spline forms a volume, but the open spline forms a wall. And in the extrude modifier parameters, we are able to control the height and segments of it. Okay, now that we have worked on the splines, it is time to use them to model the floor and ceiling of the PLC house. To do this, I go to the top view and draw a line around the walls of the project. Well, we worked on the steps of drawing the line together. From this part, I will speed it up a bit and you also do the steps with me. Okay, now that we have drawn the line, I use an extrude modifier to make the closed spline volume and I set its value to minus 10 cm. According to the photo that we have of the project, some parts need to be edited. For this, I assign an edit poly modifier and make the desired edits using the smart extrude technique. Well, now that the floor modeling is done, select it and right-click on the height selected so that we can easily model the roof of the project using the same technique. After drawing the spline related to the sailing, I first move it to height of 290 cm and then apply the extrude modifier to it. Well, considering that the thickness of the roof is 30 cm, we set the amount of extrusion to the same size. Now that we have modeled the roof, I will unhide the floor of the model as well. Well, as in the photos, a beam has passed through the columns in the front area. Well, in order to model this beam as well, we assign an edit poly modifier to the roof, and after that we continue the work using the connect and smart extrude tools. I don't want to attach this beam to the ceiling using Smart Extrude because then there will be an overlap between the surfaces of the beam and the ceiling. In order for this connection to be done correctly, I create a new edge with the width of the beam using the Connect tool, and after that I connect the two desired surfaces using the Bridge tool. Now that I have done the modeling of the beam and the roof, in order to increase the details of the model, I'm gonna remove its edges from being sharp using chamfer tool. As we use this tool before, it is enough to select the desired edges and then click on the chamfer tool in the modify panel and then enter the desired settings. Okay friends, that's all for this episode and thank you for being with me until the end of it. I want you to practice the tools that we have learned and work together, and if you have any question or opinion about it, you can share it with me in the comment section. Take care of yourself, see you in the next videos.